is it sorts a list of unordered items using pairs. So we start with the first pair, 3 and 1. Now what we want with this list is the list to start at the smallest number and end at the biggest number, so ascending order. So we look at the first pair, 3 and 1. Now they're not in order, so a bubble sort will swap them over. Okay. We then look at the next pair, 3 and 6. They're in the correct order, so we leave them where they are. We then look at the next pair, 6 and 7. So 6 is smaller than 7, so they're in the right order. Next pair, 7 and 5. Now they're in the wrong order, so we swap them. Next pair, 7 and 4. Again, wrong order, so we swap. Okay, so we're making the smaller ones go towards the top. And then 7 and 2, again, wrong order, so we swap. Now, this is called pass 1. So we've gone through the list once. Now, we have to then go through it again because it's still not in order. So we start with the first two, 1 and 3. They're in the correct order. 3 and 6, they're in the correct order. 6 and 5, they need to swap. Okay, so remember we're going in pairs. 6 and 4 also need to swap. 6 and 2 need to swap. 6 and 7 are okay. So that's the second pass of the list. So we go back to the top and we do it again. 1 and 3, they're okay. 3 and 5, they're okay. 4 and 5, they need to swap. 5 and 2, they need to swap. Okay, 5 and 6, they're okay. 6 and 7, they're okay. All right, back to the start. This is the fourth pass now. So 1 and 3, okay. 3 and 4, okay. 4 and 2, they need to swap. Then we check the rest. 4 and 5, yep. 5 and 6, yep. 6 and 7, all okay. So we then need to do another pass because the list isn't in order. So 1 and 3, okay. 3 and 2 need to swap. 3 and 4, okay. 5 and 6, okay. Sorry, 4 and 5, okay. 5 and 6, okay. 6 and 7, okay. And then we need to just check the list one more time to check everything's in order. So we pass through the list and assuming everything is in order, the bubble sort finishes. Okay, so the idea of this, you may have noticed the numbers are moving up the list, almost like they call them bubbles. Okay, so like bubbles rise in water, the numbers rise to the top of the list depending on which order you are sorting it in. So remember, bubble sort uses pairs. It's quite good at sorting short lists, but because it has to do several passes of a list, you may not want to use it for longer lists with lots of data.